Hi there, my name's Rou. I'm the publishing editor for IK Surf Mag, and today I'm here to talk about the new Duotone Neo SLS for 2024. So this is an incredibly popular wave kite. It's one of the best on the market, wins a lot of the competition, some of the best riders in the world are using it, and it's got an army of fans the world over. And this year, they've updated it and made some changes to make it even better. The primary goal was to improve the handling, get that turning speed even faster, improve the turning when depowered, and to do that they've tweaked the hybrid flex struts. So they've made them a little bit straighter and a little bit wider, so you've got a little bit more stiffness in the canopy, and also the wingtips as well, which you can see here, are much bigger and much squarer, and that's going to improve the turning speed of the kite and the control that you have in any given conditions. So what have I enjoyed about flying it? I love the Neo. It's one of my favorite wave kites out there. Every time I jump on it, it just performs. It feels like an extension of your arm. The turning speed is ridiculously quick. That's great for all kinds of conditions, whether it's onshore, offshore, doesn't really matter. This kite's got you covered. It also drifts really well. It's not the lightest of kites on the market. It is in their SLS construction, which is their strong light superior construction, but what Duotone have done is they've gone for a slightly beefier construction to make sure that this kite can handle wipeouts, getting rinsed in the waves and getting lots of abuse over a few seasons. It is quite light, but there are lighter kites out there. Obviously there's the Alula version, which is the D-Lab, which is absolutely phenomenal. But for me, the SLS is where it's at. I don't want to spend the extra money on the D-Lab, and I personally feel that I can get enough out of the SLS that I don't really need that extra light wind capabilities or low ends that you're going to get from the Duotone D-Lab Neo. So for me, the SLS is the kite where it's at. They also do a classic version, which is worth looking at if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend the extra dollar. But personally, I think it's worth spending that little bit more. The kite's quite a bit lighter than the standard version, and while it's not as light as the Pro version, this kite is plenty light enough. That lightweight makes the handling very reactive, but also means that it drifts down the line. So when you're bottom turning down the line on a wave, it'll hang and it'll just drift and stay where you want it to be, which is perfect and something that I really like about the kite. It's also good if it's onshore and you're riding towards the kite, your lines go slack, or if you hit the lip really hard, you get thrown forwards and your lines go slack. This kite will give you a couple of seconds to be able to recover, put some tension back in your lines and save you from crashing the kite. If you do crash it, it's super easy to relaunch. Just pull on one side of the bar, and these wider tips actually make it a little bit easier, because when you pull on that one side, it really does start to turn the kite and get it back up into the air. Comes with the adaptive tip settings, so you can tune the way the kite flies with less bar pressure, more bar pressure. I like riding this kite on the click bar, which has been updated again for this year, so it now has the click-in feature, and that's a really nice tidy bit of kit as well. For me, this is one of the top wave kites on the market. There's a few in that category and it does get quite busy, so if you're a fan of Duotone, this is the one to go for. I love riding it. I love how the construction is really solid, and I love the way that it feels in the air. It's super reactive, really fast to turn. Doesn't really feel like you're flying it, and also when you depower the kite still steers really well, and that's one of the characteristics that really sets the Neo apart. When you're on full depower, you can still turn the bar and the kite will still engage, which is really important and means this kite has quite a wide wind range. In terms of wind range, Neo's always famous for having a great low end. The top end's good, but think about the low end. If you go out on a 9 meter, you can get going when other people are on 10s, 11s even maybe, if you're quite good with your kite skills. So it's more of use a smaller kite in the same kind of wind conditions than you would a bigger kite, and that allows you to get away with a faster kite that's a little bit more maneuverable as well. It's a great kite for light wind wave riding as well. I've got an 11 meter on test, and that is an absolute bomb. It's not often that you can say a kite will actually wave ride above 9 meters, 10 meters, but the Neo certainly does that.